I think my roommate might be a monster, but at least she pays her bills on time. 1 month later and still no luck with my job search. Worse, my hours were cut for my retail job. I was getting frustrated and feeling hopeless. I was only financially stable thanks to Lania, who continued, seemingly without objections, to pay almost all the bills. She was always nice to me when we did interact. Besides the accidental walk-in, she never seemed hostile or dangerous. Yet so many other things concerned me. I didn't know if she was just eccentric or what. The snake thing was weird though, as well as finding that name tag. Something was going on that she was not telling me. I was up late into the night looking for job listings when I heard Lania in the basement again. I did not know she was back yet. She said she normally worked nights, but it was only 10:30 p.m. I figured she would be at work still. The sound was louder than normal, and I heard strange music being played at an incredibly loud volume. I wouldn't mind if it was earlier, but I was about to try and get some sleep, so I decided to check on her. Frustratingly, she rarely kept a cell phone on hand, otherwise I would just have texted her to respectfully keep it down. I realized with creeping dread I would have to go down there and ask her to quiet down. I considered trying to ignore it, but it got louder somehow and there was a sound of shrieking or moaning from what sounded like another woman. I didn't know what was going on, but I hadn't wanted to get involved. I lay on my bed with my pillow over my head trying to ignore the sound until I heard an awful scream that sounded like someone was in trouble. I raced out of my room downstairs and to the basement door. I summoned my courage and knocked loudly on the door several times, shouting, "Is everything okay in there?" There was a long pause with no sound other than the blaring music. I was about to knock again when the music was shut off and I heard shuffling and the loud crash of something heavy being dropped on the ground. The sound of the door unlocked was promptly followed by Lania stepping outside and fixing me with a placating smile and a sheepish yet definitely feigned ignorant response. "Yes, what's up?" I was slightly annoyed by the gaslighting and tried my best not to be too combative in my response since I still felt like I couldn't endanger our dynamic in a way that might make her move out. Lania, with respect, what was that sound just now? It sounded like someone was hurt. Are you okay? And if everything is alright, could we please keep the music down at night? I know you are on a nocturnal schedule, but I am not. I immediately looked at her reaction to see if I had overstepped, but she just kept smiling and insisted. Everything is fine. I saw a huge spider and got startled. I'm working on another art project in here and I get carried away. The music helps me channel my creativity. I will keep it to a dull roar for you in the future. I'm sorry. She seemed to wink at the last statement and I was unsettled but didn't want to press the subject, so I agreed and thanked her for understanding and went back to my room. It was an obvious lie, but what was I going to do about it? I hoped I would find a better job soon and start being able to save enough to cover costs myself. Or maybe get a slightly less eccentric roommate who I could trust was not doing God knows what in the basement in the middle of the night. The final and most recent event occurred 2 weeks ago. I had grown desensitized to most of the bizarre behavior of Lania as she continued to pay her bills on time and keep to her own affairs. But a simple household chore led me to see something that I can never unsee and added an entirely dangerous level of uncertainty about my roommate and her real nature. I was going about my day-to-day business at home, another day off since my hours were terrible at the store. I was barely working 20 hours a week. I had grown despondent at continuing to look for job options after so long searching with no results or positive encouragement. I decided I would busy myself with household chores. I was cleaning up a few things when I heard a loud beeping. I wondered what it could be and then realized it was the low battery signal for the carbon monoxide detector. It sounded like it was coming from the device in Lania's room. Tomorrow, part 3. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and follow my other socials.